Hey, this is Doc over at Cobalt Property Management, and today is another video in our series of punch list items we use when we're looking at a new property we're taking on, or we're doing one of our inspections of a property we currently have under management. And today we're talking specifically about heat and fire. So these are, as we're going through the house, whether it's occupied or we're looking at maintenance items that need to be addressed, these are punch list items that we are looking for specifically that revolve around heat or fire. So, as we go into this, the number one reason that fires are started in a house, or the number one culprit of the start of fires in a house, is candles. So, in our lease, it explicitly states that we do not allow candles to be lit inside of our investors' properties. And that is why it can cause a lot of damage, it leaves a lot of residue, and it just provides an unnecessary risk when tenants light candles in houses. So when we're walking through a house on one of our inspections, if we see any sort of, or if as we're doing our inspections, we see that they are lighting candles, we're going to address that because that's specific in our lease that we do not allow. And we'd recommend you do the same on your properties. Number two is going to be, let me look at my list here, is going to be barbecues that are up against a house. So when we're taking on a new property or we're doing a walkthrough of a property that we currently have, our lease specifically states that a barbecue cannot be within 25 feet of the house. So we're looking for that situation. And you'll probably have noticed this on vinyl melts, guys. And guess what? Barbecues get really hot. So people don't realize when you put a barbecue up against a house, most of that heat that leaves the barbecue leaves the backside and goes straight up. So you will see the warping of vinyl siding on a house. And if you see that, like the cause of that is going to be a barbecue. So as you're doing your walkthroughs of your properties, look for where those barbecues are, put it in your lease that they're not to be next to the house. And if you see it, address it at that time. Okay, number three, and the simplest of all things, is the furnace filter. Furnace filters should be changed every month to 2 months. We recommend every month. And just depending on the type of filter you use. Nowadays, we're seeing a fancier filter being used, a higher end filter that are more HEPA compliant. The problem with these type of filters is they're very restrictive right out of the box because they're trying to pick out every little particle, which means not as much air is going through. So these need to be changed more often, every 30 days. So it's very common for us when we open up the ductwork and we look at where that filter is, that filter hasn't been changed in so long that it's sucked into the actual furnace itself. So make sure it's in your lease. Make sure that's part of your inspection that you're checking that there is a clean filter in there. And let's go so far as to leave an extra filter at time of move-in for the tenant to make sure that they're changing those out periodically. Fourth on our list is a chimney and fireplace. So, this is probably a 50-50. Some investors will allow tenants to use the fireplace. A lot won't. But if you're going to allow the tenant to use the fireplace, number one, we'd recommend that you have a chimney sweep, look at your flue, make sure it's functional, make sure you don't have a lot of creosote buildup, and also just acknowledge and understand that what a tenant puts in that firebox to be burnt probably isn't going to be the cleanest source compared to what you would do. So if you're going to allow for it, make sure that you've got a maintenance system set up for that chimney to be cleaned periodically at whatever that professional recommends. And also inspect the firebox itself to make sure that they are cleaning it out and what residue is being left behind is what is allowable to be burnt. Okay, and the last thing, number five, is your smoke and CO detectors. Very common. We all understand that we need to have smoke and CO detectors. However, when we're going through with our punch list, one of the things, number one, we're making sure they are all functional. Number two, we're checking the date code on those smoke detectors because they need to be replaced every 10 years. Number three, we're making sure that you have a smoke detector in every legal bedroom and on every floor. And number four, we're checking to make sure you have a CO detector on every floor. So when we're doing a move-in with a new tenant, we're testing these. We are leaving them with an extra set of batteries for them to replace. And then as we do our annual inspections, we are also making sure they work. That way, if there ever is, God forbid, a fire, we want to make sure they're functional and we actually have record of that in case there was any tampering that was done to them. As far as we do, everything was functionable and in working order for your insurance carrier. So those are our punch list items for anything that's heat and fire based. This is one part of a multi-part series or a multi-video series. I'm Doc at Cobalt Property Management. You can visit us at rentcobalt.com. If we can help you with your properties or anybody you know, please reach out to us. We're here in Spokane if we can help.